Good morning, everybody. I'm Martha MacCallum here in America's Newsroom.
And I'm Leland Vittert in for Bill Hemmer on this Friday. Thanks for being with us. The president, though, is doubling down this morning in Burma, saying he's already made his intentions crystal clear.
That's the big point here. There's a number of things in the president's proposal that Republicans, I think, would get on board with. And as Bill O'Reilly says, if he had waited until January, they probably could have hammered out a pretty good deal. But the president may be seething, as O'Reilly says, and want to lash out to a certain extent. It's not going over well with Republicans.
Well, my grandmother used to say it's not exactly what you do, but how you do it. And certainly how the president's doing it is making a lot of folks very angry.
As usual, your grandmother was right.
She was.
So a terror team that has everyone worried.
To have you, Martha.
Well, a knife-wielding man tries to storm the front gate at a naval base. Really incredible. All of his stories. He's talked to a bunch of us here at Fox, and coming up in the next hour, Robert O'Neill is going to talk about how President George W. Bush's words, moments after the planes hit the towers on September 11th, stayed with him and how they affected him literally on the day of that raid. Plus, what this disclosure means for his safety, for the safety of his family. We're going to talk about that. You know, we've talked, Leland, about the controversy over him telling his story. And I think part of it was that, you know, he felt like so much of the story had already come out. I mean, the White House put out a lot more information than a lot of folks at the Pentagon wanted out initially in the early days. And I think he felt that it was coming out, you know, that more and more people knew, and that, you know, he might as well embrace it in that moment. And he did provide a lot of comfort to those families in that.
Well, it's incredible to know and to see and to hear some of the things that he talked about. I'm interested, though, in your impressions of him off camera. We've all seen him on camera. What's he like as a guy, just to sit there and be with?
A normal guy, you know. I mean, he's very relaxed. He smiles all the time. You know, he's not, you know, larger than life superhero. And he's the first to say he was trained and trained and trained. And that's what you hear all the time from Navy SEALs and people in our military, that they are so well trained that their muscle memory kicks in that moment, and that it is almost bigger than them, because they're, you know, putting into work the force of the U.S. military and everything that has gone into that. You know, I mean, I gave him a couple of notes from two friends of mine who lost people on 9/11, and I know from their experience that seeing him and hearing him talk has been really big for them. And I'm not a family who lost someone, so I can't explain that, but I do know that that's true.
The banality of greatness. Truly humble. Amazing. Yeah. All right.
They talk in the book 41 about the Bush family motto: faith, family, country, and hard work, and they have truly lived that out. And I also think they're just an interesting and I think great example for, you know, men who are very expressive about their feelings and about their love for each other. It's really beautiful.
It's incredible to watch, and you watch during that interview them go around together, President Bush pushing President Bush in a wheelchair, and the way they interacted, and the humility that the younger president has for his father, and the absolute love that it expresses. It's really so touching to see.
Yeah, it's a wonderful family story, and a great historic document for one president to write about his father, another president, is a pretty unique example.
And we'll see if there's a brother in there then. That would be a first of its kind.
We will see. All right, so it's showdown on the Keystone Pipeline. Martha MacCallum, and this is America's Newsroom.
And I'm Leland Vittert in for Bill Hemmer on this
Bill
Friday.
Hemmer.
No, I'm not. But I'm
it's
Leland.
Bill Hemmer's birthday, which we'll talk about in a little later.
There you go. Well, that's why I'm here, and it's a Friday. Hour 2. President Obama's threat of executive action to shield millions around.
And in the meantime, Nancy Pelosi is lashing out when asked whether she has considered stepping down after the Democrats' crushing defeat in the midterms. She did not like that question. Listen. Well, Bill O'Reilly says that he believes the president is effectively going to war already over the issue of immigration. He's a nice guy, you know. I mean, it's very interesting to sit near somebody who will walk through the rest of his life, though, with that on him. And I wonder, you know, he has a lot of plans for helping other veterans, helping veterans transition, being an inspirational speaker, which he's very good at. He's obviously very articulate. He's a great speaker. So it'll be interesting to watch him, you know, sort of move into the next stage of his life after all this.
I don't think he'll ever have to buy another beer again.
I don't think so either, because I asked so many people, what should I say to him? What should I ask him? And they said, just say thank you and buy him a beer.
Buy him a beer.
Rob, if you're in town anytime soon,
anytime.
we're
all
happy to take you out for a beer. Absolutely.
All right. Well, you know, there's not
with a shark. Is there any other kind off the coast?
Martha?
Well, the battle lines are. Very special happy birthday today to Bill Hemmer, who is celebrating his birthday. And thank you, Leland, for filling in. And
he's having more fun than we are.
We hope. And also Ben Komisarov, our buddy, who is turning 9 today. Happy birthday, Ben. Have a great day with your dad. Happening Now starts right now.
Have a great weekend. Thanks for